Hello and welcome to another review. It's been a while, coronavirus and all that, but I've got another product for you here today, and it's called the Morphy Richards Redifine hot water dispenser. It's got a 3 litre capacity, so you pull this out and your jug here has got a 3 litre capacity. It's also got this insert, which I can't take it out of the actual casing because it's, as you can see, it's got water in it. So here you've got a filter, a Brita water filter, which is replaceable, so you can take that out and buy new ones. This is pretty new, I haven't had it that long, so you're getting a first glimpse. Now you can fill this up with, like I said, 3 litres of water, and if you fill it through the top here, sorry you can't see it that well, if you fill it through the top, then the water pools, get rid of some of that condensation, the water pools in the top and it goes through the filter and then it settles in the bottom, so your water comes in here unfiltered, goes through the filter and ends up at the bottom filtered. So I'm just going to pop some fresh water in here and we'll pop it back in, so you can see there. Now the problem with this is, one of the main problems is, always make sure you've got it filled well in advance, because if this chamber is empty and you pop your water in there, it goes through so slowly you'll have to wait about 5 minutes before you can get a cup of tea. But we have got some water in the bottom, so I'll just push that in like that, and at the bottom you've got which comes out. I'll show you a bit more in depth in a while, but I've got the camera set up here so you can see how it works. Now get a cup, pop that there. I'm just going to grab the camera. The drip tray has got these 3 circles, so you've got your left, your middle and your right, and if you want 1 cup, up here you've got your settings. So if you wanted 1 cup, you press this once and it'll light up the screen, okay? And then you've got a wheel, and this controls how much water you're going to dispense. The amount is in the top right hand corner, so this is 150 millilitres of water, and if I scroll the wheel, then that's going to increase. Now when you get to 600, you hear that? It will automatically dispense water. So if you set it on 600 millilitres and then press the start button, it'll suck the water up from the bottom, put it into the heating chamber, heat it up to whatever degrees that you want, and you've got 3 different settings here for how much you want. So you can have 100 degrees Celsius, 95 or 85. I keep it at 100, that's my preference. But if you take it to 600, once it heats up, it will automatically dispense the water into the cup below. So that's auto mode, which is this button. Now if you go over 600, 620, 640, and it goes all the way up to 1.5 litres. Okay? So if you go over 600 millilitres, the auto function switches off so that you don't flood your counter, because you wouldn't want to walk to the toilet, forget that you've done it, and then the next thing you know, you come back and you've got 1.5 litres of water all over your kitchen counter. So that's that feature. Now depending on the cup size, we've got a little cup here, little mug, and I'd say that'd take around about 260 millilitres of water, so we'll try it. So let's go to 260, and then we've got the auto function on, and then we're just going to press the start button, and this is at 100 degrees, and you will see how quickly it fills this cup. Okay, so this is the boring part. Obviously I hate waiting for anything. That's one of the reasons why I bought this over a standard kettle. It does heat up much quicker than a standard kettle, but still you will be looking from a cold start, which is no prior cups of tea made that day. From a cold start you'd be looking at around about a minute. For this amount of water to heat up to 100 degrees is around about a minute. Now if you'd already made a cup of tea prior to this and you were heating it up again to make a second cup, then I imagine that the speed would be increased and you'd get that cup a little bit quicker to dispense at that temperature. Now, what this is doing is it's sucking the water up into the heating chamber, heating it, and it's just about to dispense. You can see. Oh, that's just a bit too much. However, so that would have been around about 220, that cup. However, that has given me an opportunity to show you another function, which is the drip tray. So I'll show you. Here we have a drip tray, and before I pour that water, you can see here it's got a little black wheel. So when you, not doing a good job here, am I? Silly water, don't worry. When you fill the drip tray, the little wheel becomes full, and it goes like that. Obviously it's not done it at the moment because I haven't filled it, but anyway, let me just pause you there so I can clean this mess up, and I'll show you another feature of this machine. Okay, so we're back. Now the next feature is, if I take you again, these are what the two circles are for. So these two rings here, if you wanted to make 2 cups of tea at a time, pop that on that circle, and that in that circle. Looks about right. Now again, just press it once. I'll bring it back on. Get in zoom. Focus, shall I say. Right, so now we know that that is around about 220, and that doesn't look much bigger or smaller, shall I say. So what we'll do is 220, 220, 440. Yes, I did balls that up. 440. Trying to do maths here. Right, 440. Let's try that. Press the start button. Now, this is heating at 100 degrees, remember? So if you did it at 85 degrees, it's going to heat up a lot quicker. If you did it at 95 degrees, it's going to heat up slightly slower, but quicker than it is now because it's at 100. So let's go back. Pop you on your stand. And we'll see how quickly it fills both of these. In fact, that's not the best angle, is it? Let's have you at this angle. Sorry if the camera's all over the place at the moment. I've got a new camera. And now it's heating 440 millilitres of water, and it's going to dispense it out of each spout. So that if you've got more than one person having a cup of tea or coffee, then obviously you can do 2 at the same time. Once it's heated up to the correct temperature, it'll give you a little ding ding to let you know it's just about to dispense it, and then it will dispense it. You can hear it heating up. You can see steam coming off it as well, actually. There you go. Okay, so I've miscalculated again, but at least they haven't completely overflowed this time. But anyway, you'd have to mess with the calculations. I'm not exactly a mathematician, and you just have to mess about with the right quantities and whatnot. Okay, so we've got rid of those two cups. Now, similarly, instead of doing 2 cups at the same time, if you wanted to make a stew, so I've got the Pressure King Pro here, and if I wanted to top that up with water before I start doing a gammon or a beef joint or something, then instead of going to the kettle, I'd just go up to 1.5 litre, or however much you want, depending on how much you need, and you do it that way. And again, you can have it at 85, 95 or 100 degrees. So it's a handy little bit of kit. Have I got any problems with it? Well, there is a niggle. There seems to be a certain taste with it. It's like a slightly bitter metallic taste. It's ever so slight. I had some recommendations from Amazon reviews saying put some cordial or squash through it. So a citrus squash, like a lime juice or lemon juice, and that'll filter it through. You're supposed to fill it up with lime juice to 1.5 litres, circle that, flush that through the system, and then flush twice with hot water. That did work for a while, but ultimately the taste did seem to come back. So, but I mean, I can live with it. It's not too overpowering, and it's just compared to this, the Breville 1 cup, which is my old device. I mean, it just tastes like water should. I don't know if it's got anything to do with the filter in here. I've tried it with the filter and without though, and it still seems to taste the same. So I don't know. Bear that in mind if you're going to buy it. It uses Brita filters, so you can get these on Amazon or eBay or from the Brita website. And yeah, it's pretty good. Other than that, there's not really much to say about it. There are other reviews about this online, and I thought instead of going through everything with a fine-tooth comb, I'd just give you a quick, sharp burst of what it's all about. And yeah, I think they're priced between, I think I give about £120 for mine, £120. I have seen them online for up to £200, so shop around to get the best price. And other than that, that is the Morphy Richards Redifine hot water dispenser. Would I recommend it? If they sort out that taste issue, then yes. If not, then you might complain about it, but I'm happy enough. So yeah, hope you like the review, guys. I'll get some more as soon as I can.